come my mouth is loud enough.
No, member Warmington, take your seat. You can't, member Warmington, take your seat. Yes, member Warmington, take your seat. Member Warmington. Member Warmington. Member Warmington. Member Warmington.
Hello, good night, guys. Guys, I know so them block me for Andrew Holness page. Yeah, because my asked Andrew say want me to attend them where Japan donates and them block me. Yeah.
Big up the whole of hot water. Hey, we even have dash water. You might have about even pot water. Hot water. Big up that data. Big up yourself, father. And I don't love and love alone.
Hey, my people. Your boy Buzmal Ryan here. Welcome back to Hot Water. How y'all doing, my people? So let's give it just as it is, my people. So yes, just the other day, some people were saying that Mr. Curry is not doing anything. But yes, people, we have evidence here that Mr. Curry is working. So I want you to all comment and tell me what you think, my people. Don't know what the fiscal law is? Well, the man himself that was involved in the creation of those laws, which has guided Jamaica in reducing its debt. You know, my people, the man that has written those laws is Mr. Golden, and you definitely want to hear from him. What's a fiscal law, my people? Yes, and this young lady has she's at a shelter. You know, Hurricane Melissa affected her and her 4 kids, which she now calls upon the help or need the help of her baby father, which she state that is not giving any help, my people. She's in a distress. You guys can look and tell us what you think, my people. You get me? And this lady got the shocking news from her father that her grandmother, their mother, my people. You definitely want to hear that, because I know as I speak, there are many situations like this taking place right about now, you know, because you still have people that are classy and don't want either their daughter or their son to mix and mingle with people of lower class. So classism is still going on, my people. But stick around and stay tuned, because also again now, this man is stating that this JPS argument that is going on, and this whole big thing about giving JPS children 50 million is not, or it should not be so much focus, because the people have a greater need, and light is not one of that greater need, right? But stick around, my people, because you definitely want to hear more. We heard a lady in a previous video that I did that Mr. Curry has not even bought a sheet of zinc or zinc nail. But my people, let's see what Mr. Curry have been doing so far, or have done so far.
The chief have cleaned up the community, and they say chief not working. 2 dumper truck in the community. You see zinc them a take out? Yeah. And they say chief not work. My life have to carry the life story. See there? Chief is working. So when they say chief not working, shut up. Yeah, man, see chief I take out the garbage them. See there? And they say chief not work, see chief I work. See garbage that come out of the community there. See there? Brown man take up wire. See there? Fully effect. Oh, they say upon the school ground this. And they say chief not work. The chief have 2 dumper truck on the school ground and clean up the school. So my life have to come around a video. See there?
Well, big up, enough respect to Chief Curry for that, you know, in spending in the cleanup after Hurricane Melissa for the Maroon community, my people. My people, just the other day, we saw some controversy with people, some were speaking against Mr. Curry and some is speaking with Mr. Curry. So we saw a lady saying that Mr. Curry has not even buy a sheet of zinc or a nail. My people, now I'm wondering if the people that is against Mr. Curry are JLP supporters. Why? Because I think sometime previously, Mr. Curry was involved in the political affairs, but mainly he picked the People's National Party side. He was on that side, and it seems to me that those people are that specific lady that was saying that he hasn't done nothing for the community and he is not doing anything with the money. For me, I wonder if that's Jamaica Labour Party personnel spreading some misinformation as it regards to the chief, because I saw another video over the net where a man was saying that they want the chief to give them hands out, and that's not what the chief is doing. The chief is keeping the money for big projects, you know, like cleanup and so on. But they wanted, you know, some people big respect to Mr. Curry for that work that we see that is now putting in, and once a man deserves it, you can't take it away from him. So we have to give him a little praise for that. We have to respect him for that which he is doing. So very effective cleanup, you know, very good for the Maroon community. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, fiscal law, have you ever heard about it? Have you ever came across that word? I'm sure, if you watch this channel, because that word is used in the House of Parliament so much time. But if you were not sure on what it is, Mr. Golding is going to make that clear and give you some clarity. So let's hear what Mr. Golding has to say.
A lot of you have been inquiring about the fiscal rules. What are the fiscal rules? How did they come about? The fiscal rules are laws that are designed to ensure that Jamaica follows a path in its budgets that will result in the debt of the country being at a sustainable level. Jamaica had been suffering from a long period of time with very high levels of public debt, and that the need to service that debt had crowded out all sorts of other important expenditures on the development of the country. And the fiscal rules were implemented in their current form in or around 2013 to ensure that by March 2026, which was a deadline set in the law then, we'd have got our debt down to 60% of GDPs. GDP being the annual total output of the economy, and the debt was supposed to get down to 60% of that figure by that date. Very important, because as you apply those fiscal rules, it keeps government on a path where, building for the future, we will be able to make the necessary investments in our infrastructure, in our social services, in education and health, etc., which is what people want to see happen for the country to move forward. How did it come about? Really, it was the context of the IMF program at that time, and the desire to ensure that some of the mistakes that had happened in the past were corrected by putting into the law itself the need to run a necessary surplus each year to achieve that debt target. And I was the chairman of the legislation committee of cabinet at that time as Minister of Justice, and was very involved in the writing of the law as that was eventually enacted in the Financial Administration and Audit Act to implement the fiscal rules. There are provisions for, if there's a natural disaster, the suspension of the fiscal rules for a period of time with the permission of Parliament. And we had a suspension during the pandemic because of the massive hit that the economy took at that time as tourism and travel was shut down. And again, just this week, the Minister of Finance came and got the permission of Parliament to suspend the fiscal rules till March 2027 because of the impact of Hurricane Melissa, which, as we know, has devastated our economy. The rules do require that once the effect of that disaster is passed on the economy, or the period of suspension comes to an end, then the budgeting process has to get us back on track to get the debt down to 60% of GDP by the stipulated date. The date in the law now, since the pandemic, is March 31, 2028. But I believe that will have to be shifted back further, because we know that the impact of Melissa is going to involve the government taking on some additional debt to finance the recovery. And it's going to take a while, longer than projected, to get to the 60% target. It's important to bear in mind that because the fiscal rules are written into the law, they're a guardrail that applies and binds any government. So in 2013, when we passed them into law, the PNP government, which lasted until 2016, had to abide by those fiscal rules, which we put into the law in 2013. And subsequently, the JLP government has had to abide by those rules as well. And a lot of the improvements that we've seen in terms of fiscal space and the reduced debt to GDP ratio and things that politicians like to take credit for are in fact really as a result of the fiscal rules being adhered to because the law requires it. And that's why there's such an important part of our overall economic architecture and ensuring that the country stays on a sustainable path going forward. So those are the fiscal rules, why they exist, and how they came about. Let's see.
Yes, Miss People, as you can hear, Mr. G stated that he was Justice Minister and he was involved in the writing of those fiscal laws, and it's because of these laws that were implemented or created by Mr. Golding, it is what helped to reduce our GDP, it is what helped to reduce our debts, you know, to below 60% of our GDP. Some people, you see what he states, you know, a lot of these things that even others want to take credit for, it is these rules that was created by him, which is a guideline in which they follow or had to follow, which caused Jamaica to be successful in reducing its debt. My people, and it is great that it is written in the fiscal law that in case of a pandemic or whatever, the law can be bypassed until our country's economy is back on track. So now, like a Hurricane Melissa hit, yes, the fiscal rules have been, kind of put aside in order for us to develop back our infrastructure. So we would be focusing on the growth of GDP, but now our GDP will kind of decline because we're going to take some of the money to more focus on rebuilding and recovering our economy and recovering from Hurricane Melissa damage. But these laws, after all that what is said by people, these laws is what? It is the guideline. It is. I just wanted you guys to know that it is Mr. Golden who helped assist in the writing of these guidelines or laws or rules that help the country to reduce their debt. You get me, my people? So Mr. Golden state why it is in place, and when we listen to what Mr. Golden said, it is for a very good reason, I would say. And people comment what you think about the fiscal law that Mr. Golden helped to write. And comment how you love how, because we hear the government bragging about how Jamaica, they take Jamaica out of a debt, but no one gave the credit to the man who wrote it, my people. So definitely comment what you guys think about the fiscal law. Leave it in the comment section, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, oftentimes we hear about baby mother and baby father drama, but this one, my people, kind of it's touching because this young lady seems to be at a shelter. She's having some issue, my people, but we just want to give a listening ear because I want to hear what some of you will say in the comment section about the situation and how best she should deal with it. But let's listen.
Everybody go through their own things, some people have to know how people break. Because me I go through mine, me tired, me not have nobody to help me, not have nobody to get me out of me. I look on is that. Me have 6 kids, but me will never be ashamed of. 3 before 3 on family planning. It happened they year. People criticize, said this and that, but it hurt me most when they on shelter. Over shelter me living up. My first one make him stay with his father. But me keep it, me look a girl. Got one girl me get. And me have 4 for 1. So it's 2 baby father. Me clear that 2 for 1, 4 for 1. I mean, I believe in abortions today they year. But when me look at it, that me live on the shelter. And even me live on the shelter, you can't look at change going give me with me have it. It will have to for it now, me then I'm gonna eat things. And I did reach a point that when me look me tell you ask me a question, you say, me and them in no relationship. We not talk so good because you're very disrespectful. Like Mr. King want to fight me or try to abuse me or use some vulgar language for me. You know what I do? Keep me composure because 2 months me tell us in meet. Or if you be 2 months meet, war happy today. So you know me keep my distance. Yes, say, Tish then. Me I get one money when me for the buy bike. Me said do what you want to do but don't buy no bike. So I have nowhere to pick them. I have a 200 block, I have to frame me up board. Just let me get the money to buy the rest of my need. Said this boy go behind. It's not behind my back because it's not my money. He end up go buy a bike. He buy his bike, he have his things them up and down with. He have his house well set up. And every day people, this boy, you disrespect me. He carry back, he pick them for me. Because suck my mother, my people, my this people, my that. Oh, me, I was a shelter, me live, shelter. You tell me, miss, to come in for your yard. He don't like me pick my first 2 pick them. He definitely don't like my daughter. Because my daughter, they run there, we can't see me a piece of people yard me have to sleep. A white road. A picture still me live. And the hottest thing about it, team people them come like they approve the way him because now if he style my mother style me, I'm gonna style him, And they come like feel me words. They come like feel me words. When me talk to him, it hurt feel me people more, so me and nobody. Me not beg like from nothing laugh from nobody, but the right is right. Your son even stand by and pick them, if you not stand by you take it for them. Cause you have a house. Me not have nowhere. I shelter me. But reach one point, me just fed up. Me fed up, reach one point, so my time, signature say, get it over with. Me not nobody to talk to me, I talk. Me don't want person to talk on the media. I don't believe in that, but right now I'm tired. I come like a female one, like just attacked by Islam, but me alone I go through this depression and weird because every ton problem did it to me. Problem did it to me. You know, funny thing about it? When I tell him, say, come, let me have a drink. And this and that, he come, he find the money fast as possible. Now your boy tell me saying I'm building no house, must spite me. The boy say must spite me. He not build no house to me. Because I want to make a style, I suck up my man, I suck this. I'm going to take this inspection, for too long. I'm no words I can't. I'm going to take it for too long. I'm going to try my best. Everybody for hold back. Cause I don't want to go to jail if I pick them. I mean nobody kill me if I pick them. All the night I go about my business and the boy see me, boy attack me, the boy walk up from behind and fight me, have a lick me and I get tell my people them say me molest him. Which me have to go to people, they say they don't see me molest him and the boy don't talk about my business I come from. I say, how me I bring shame on him? But they shelter me I bring shame on you. What is your insecurity? I have you carry me daughter your place and they don't like me daughter. When me live in a food, cook and a food, I go look for if she get food, they rather throw it while I eat.
So people, for this young lady now, first I want to know, what happened to the first two kids' father? Why that man, because it seems to me that that man that she's speaking about had to be bearing the responsibility for the first two children. And she's saying that the man does not like the daughter. People, I'm not gonna say, well, if he doesn't like her or he doesn't like the first two child, but she was making specifications to the daughter, maybe the daughter does not show any respect to the man. And what most women don't understand, or what most people don't really realize, is that oftentimes when kids don't understand certain things, and when mom and dad break up, the kids always will prefer their father over their stepfather. So when a man is taking his time and say, okay, I'm going to invest in this family, or I'm going to try to look after this family, the child who is lacking of understanding most of the time don't have any manners to the man. So sometimes it doesn't pay off to be a stepfather. Well, let me first stage it. Where I'll give him wrong. I'll give him wrong in the fact that she stated that she has 4 children for him and they don't have a roof over their head and your children are outside and you bought a bike. Well, I definitely don't support that. And she stated that he already has a roof over his head. Well, we don't know if he's living with another woman and that woman won't accept those 4 children. But what I'll say to him then, if you already live somewhere, we do not know. If you already live somewhere then and it's a secure home, like support your baby mother in getting a roof over the head for those 4 boys, or for those 4 kids, or you take them away. Because here what? She said that the father already kept. She should leave one with the father. The first one, it seems to me that is the boy. You get me? So take away those 4 to ease her. You get me? And leave her so that she can build with that daughter then that you don't accept. Well, then I would say that's the best solution. But oftentimes, you might do that and give her a ease and she still do not learn because of the mentality of many of our females. She might run into a next man as a savior, grass green on that side, and then end up getting more pregnant. So, and these things is what cause poverty in our society and what unwanted kids or people, and the kids suffer most of the time. So what I would say to her, she stated that the man is harassing her and thing. Well, it seems there is a problem of people. I don't think we hear the full story. Definitely, I don't think we hear the full story. Because when a man no longer wants a woman, he does not harass her. Well, she stated that she goes to have a drink with him. If she calls him and says, let's have a drink, fine, he supports that. But I'm asking, then the man has a reason to be harassing you. You're still connecting some strings or something is still going on behind closed door. Why you call the man to have a drink with the man in the first place? If this guy is not looking after his kids or not trying to look out for his kids in the best way possible, meaning not buying a bike and try to use that money to put a roof over his kids' head, why are you supporting drinking then? Why are you supporting that part? So we still can't understand. You know, so I definitely will split it. The man needs to do the best, you know, and look after his kids. But no woman, this is what women don't understand. Stop. Ladies need to, when we say woman needs to learn to be self-sufficient and self-reliance in this society. If it's ignorance and lack of knowledge and you need to improve your intellect, if that is what it takes for a woman to stand on her feet, not to stand on your feet to say that you don't need a man, because there's no such thing. You get me? But if it's to be self-reliance to a level, well, that is needed. People, grandma, her granddaughter's mother. Wow, what a story. You know, my people, because she didn't want her son to be with that woman. But let us hear it from the daughter, my people. Let's hear what this lady has to say about the death of her mother.
Last night, me and my father talk, and my father give me a news where mash me up. Them say pressure bust pipes. So last night, my boss, my father tell me say my grandmother killed my mother because she never want my mother to deal with him, and she try to kill me when me inside her. Like when my mother did pregnant, she beat my mother every day if she lose the baby, and it never worked. And my father said the last draw was when one day my grandmother like threw a stone in my mother back, and him take my mother and my mother live with him. But at the same time, my grandmother made my father life miserable, and him say him still hold it and he never disrespect her because my mother was his love of his life, and he would do anything for my mother. My father try to make him life better, and him go foreign and, you know, come up on farm work. And him say him go back to Jamaica and I try, you know, like to marry my mother and, you know, make sure I have a family. And when he go back to Jamaica and everything, and him saying I don't know what happened, but my mother, I don't know what happened, but him says something happened, and my grandmother said, give me my pitney, I want my daughter. So him say he was so sick and tired of my grandmother. Him just like, you know what, here, have your child, take your pitney. And he said that the biggest mistake he make in his life, and he regret it, and he live with that hurt and pain. And last night he decided to tell me, I'm just like, you know why him choose to tell me last night? Like, me don't know why him choose to tell me. And it's like we talk about my brother and sister, and it just come to my mother, and him say, your grandmother kill your mother. And me say, what? And him say, yes, your grandmother kill your mother when couple days before your birthday. And may I tell you, it shaped me up because I always want a mother. I abuse all of my life. I was abused by my grandmother all of my life when I lived with her. Every day she beat me. And she beat me with oars. She beat me with board. She was like literally hold my head and like smash it into the wall. She literally like, if she says something to me, and me not listen, because yeah, my hard head, she will literally like hold me and literally bite my ears. Like she won't bite it off. You understand? And these are the reason why I pray for she dead. And she make every man what she know, she make take advantage of me and my sister, because my mother have 2 kids. She died when she was 19 and she have 2 kids. They say I was 9 months old, or just about to turn 1, and my sister was 4 years old, or 5. And may I tell you, she used to send we go at this man house like 4 o'clock a morning time. And the man would have like lift up me skirt or whatever, 7 years old, and you know, like touch me. The next door neighbor, she would like send way if you get something from him, and him would have like, this me I tell me at 7, 8 years old, little bumper come, and the man will like, you know, I touch the little breast and but it needed to penetrate me, but my sister didn't get penetration. Because sometimes they would have locked the door and tell me to wait outside. I mean, I tell you, my grandmother was so evil. I mean, if she never dead, I don't know, probably would have take her out myself. You know, all of the things where she put me through, like, me trouble with headache for how many years because my grandmother just literally hold me and lick my head in the wall. Just every chance she gets, she just like bang my head on the wall. And yo, how can a grandmother do this?
People, when you hear that, now you have many mothers like that who want to choose for their son in my people. You know, there's those mothers have a type of witchy style, my people. And she says she wonder why her father just decided to tell her. Probably it was right in his conscience. And he says that giving her to the grandmother, probably because he used to go on farm work, he leaves her with her in order for her to take care of her. But it seems like he says that it was the worst mistake he ever made. And it seems as if the grandmother traumatized this girl. So by her traumatizing this girl and killing her mother, it seems as if it traumatized the father, and it was right in his conscience for years. And he just decided to tell her because he can't hold it in. But why, my people, we have a lot of situations like this that even is taking place to the day. And yes, you do have a lot of people like that, my people. Probably the mom think that her son was too much for such a girl. My people, those type of family, those type of people. But comment in the comment section if you don't know of any situation like that. I want to think about the whole situation, This man is stating that the government has left the Jamaican people to die of sufferation. He states that he heard an argument over some money which is to give JPS, but he will also give us just a simplification, just simplify what it takes for human survival, my people. And he has a lot to say, but let's give a listening here.
Jamaica, I'm gonna say something to you now. And I want you guys to think about it logically. The leaders, the governments, the prime minister, whoever name you want call, these people have left the persons in the affected area by the passage of Hurricane Melissa for dead. They have left these people for dead, right? And I'm not here to talk about PMP or JLP. I'm talking about common sense and what is the right thing to do. I sat through a video yesterday of government officials arguing about the spending of $350 million for JPS. This money is basically to be used for the restoration of the power grid to provide electricity in these affected areas. Now, on this little piece of cardboard, I have a list of the basic needs that a human being needs to survive. This list includes oxygen, clean drinking water, food, shelter, clothing, among other things. And with all the talk of prefabricated houses, with all the talk of building back better, let me go in detail and show you how long people can survive without clean drinking water, without food, without a sense of security. And a lot of you guys are not realizing that these people don't have shelter. These people are out in the wilderness. They're out in the elements. They are out in disease-ridden and mosquito-infested areas, right? The human body can survive 3 to 7 days without drinking water, maximum 10 days. The human body can survive 35 to 45 days without food if they have a constant source of clean drinking water, right? And I want to ask you a question. By the time they come in and they fix the grid, by the time they come in with all these prefabricated houses that are scheduled to arrive in late January of next year, the people are not going to get off. The people are not going to starve. They're not going to die from thirst and hypothermia and dengue and malaria and cholera and leptospirosis and all these other diseases that are brewing and building up in these affected areas. You see, the government officials, we don't know if them dip them tongue in a honey or in some sugar before they talk to now, but them mouth sweet. Talking sweet, sweet things that you guys love to hear because you see, you don't love niceness, you don't love sweets. And when I listen to the bigger picture, when I see what I go on, these people know business about the persons affected. Yes, them talk. Them can't say them do this and do that. But let me ask you a question. Where are the videos? Where are the persons that are in these positions of power to show you what is happening on the ground? I showed you a video of the Director General of ODPEM. He could even answer the question how much bottled water has been given to these persons. I just said it a while ago. Persons can survive 3 to 7 days without clean drinking water, right? Let me tell you a list of things that will take place in these affected areas after the passage of a major disaster like a hurricane. A lack of clean drinking water is the main factor. Food shortages, injuries and medical emergencies, exposure to harsh weather, so things like hypothermia, things like dehydration, these things will take place because people are exposed to the elements. Drowning and flooding in these affected areas, right? We have waterborne diseases. We have things like a lack of communication because remember, the grid is down. We don't know what's happening in these areas. People are isolated. People are left out to basically whatever means that are in nature, right? Structural hazards, fire hazards, shortage of fuel, sanitation issues, psychological stress and trauma brought on by the situation of these people out in the wilderness, right? Threats by animals and insects. Flies, mosquitoes, frogs, rats breed and reproduce very, very quickly. Let me ask you a question. Did you know that the World Health Organization has a system in place where if a pandemic or epidemic or a viral outbreak should take place in any country, they have full right and capability to come in, lock down, shut down, restrict access, and restrict movement of every single person? So let me ask you a question. When the government wastes time and wait for JPS to fix back the grid, what am I gonna plug in them fridge, when light come back? What am I gonna plug in them when light come back if they don't have a house? What are they going to eat when they've been out there waiting for weeks, months without food? I said it before in a previous video. It is not hard for the Prime Minister or government or any person to buy one tent, one 20 by 20 tent for about $40,000 or $50,000 and put them in each of these affected communities. Get volunteers, whether doctors, whether nurses, whether police officers, whether soldiers, normal citizens like me and you, get volunteers to come into these areas to issue out warm meals, drinking water, medical assistance, blankets, anything that these people can use to survive. We're not talk about not giving these people houses. You don't have to give them a house. You don't have to give them back light and running water. Give them the means of survival, because by the time we wait, by the time we assess, they might go dead. These people are left for dead. They are places that are untouched by the government and these other organizations. You see how funny it was? Days, weeks, and probably months before the election on September 3rd, they organized themselves so keenly to visit all of these areas to seek out votes, to seek out campaign, to seek out promises, to give out free money and favors to all of you people who have sold your soul to the devil. If they had the energy, resources, and expertise to visit all of these nooks and crannies of this beautiful country to get your vote, why them take so long for assist persons in these affected areas? Do you know that if a disease should break out, it will affect every single person in this country? Back in 2019, when COVID came out, the hospital and medical system came under stress and pressure where it could not maintain the number of persons coming in with these diagnoses, right? What do you think are going to happen when cholera, dengue, malaria, leptospirosis, and all these diseases break out at the same time? They don't have doctors in these areas to treat and assess the persons that are affected. And don't you think these diseases are going to spread even faster without a lack of clean water? Don't you think the diseases are going to spread faster when persons are literally striving to just survive? They don't have anything. I said it before and I will say it again. It should not take you 3 or 4 weeks for the government to assist persons that are in a disaster scenario. Me not talk about politics. Me not talk about who right and who wrong. I am talking about people, children, pregnant mothers. Little baby we don't even have the sense to know what happened around them. Starving. A lot of you people don't have a heart because you see, you don't want to sit down and allow these people to lie to you and tell you all these wonderful and amazing things, not realizing the bigger picture. They are here for profit. JPS is going to receive an unsecured loan to rebuild and put back the infrastructure of these damaged poles and posts and wires. Where these people are going to plug in all them stuff here when the light is come back, right? When light come back, where them are going to live? Where them are going to eat? Where them are going to drink? All the children who are missing out school right now, what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to their future? Where's the education minister to relocate all these persons to other schools, to provide online learning, to provide even a makeshift setup where people can come and have a normalcy where school can still take place, even in the midst of this disaster? You guys don't understand, say inflation are going to take over the country this month, going into next month, going into the new year. You don't understand that half of the country is food insecure. The country was already insecure for food. 80% of food is imported in Jamaica, you know. Jamaica have flour mills, hotels, beaches, resorts that are not owned by Jamaicans. Jamaica has sold out land to overseas people and investors. You don't understand, say these people are businessmen. They don't care about the people. And will pick up for them. Why? Because you have sold your soul to the devil. Because it's no favorite person, I'm going to go with them. Even not realizing that inflation will bring higher prices. Remember, you know, your pay not going to increase, you know, but inflation will go up. When you see people talk about bread being $1,000 for our bread, no laugh. But no know when things get higher. Waiting, assessing is not going to fix any problem. People need help right now. It is not going to cost millions of dollars to assist these persons. We can organize ourselves as a people to assist these persons in the affected areas. People like Marvin Edgar, people like such and such Homestead, these people are going above and beyond to help people in these affected areas. And we can't find the government organizing themselves to put tents in all these affected areas to provide food, shelter, clothing, the basic needs for survival. But yet, we can't find time for store hate from my videos then.
So viewers and subscribers, you know, this man state about businessman. Say, you know what a businessman? A businessman often sometimes become a capitalist. That means when someone is in a bad situation, they can capitalize off it. Okay, you're not in a house? Okay, we're going to get some container housing, but we're going to sell them because you need it and you don't have any. Okay, you don't have to worry, we're going to sell them at a cheap price. That's what sometimes, that is the way of a capitalist, my people. So yes, people, these people are businessmen. They see Jamaica as their what? As their, I'll say, assets or the goods that they are offering. So they don't care about Jamaica. So they won't build no Jamaica. They're not building it, they're selling out Jamaica. Like piece of land, yes, that's my own, yes. You can take this piece and sell it to whoever wants it as a businessman. Yes, a couple millions, me and my family will be wealthy. We can drift off to the States and, you know, yes, are the mentality that my people, they don't have any plan. You know, inflation, yes, your dollar devalue because other people around, you know, other countries are popular. Uncle Sam is creating, or Uncle Sam is, yes, creating, so their GDP is higher. Their dollar go up in value while you're not creating anything. Yes, so your dollar lose its value. So yes, $1,000 for our bread while you're still earning 16,000 for minimum wage, and it don't reach the 32. So when it reach the 32, the bread could have been for $2,000, my people. And you know, many people, I don't see where politics gets into people defending the rights of other people. People are suffering, and some people want to defend the government. This is not politics. People are not bashing the government because of politics. Our people are not bashing the government. People are just simply saying to the government, people need help. So why some people think this has nothing to do with politics or side. This has to do with helping the people. So if you're so naive that you can understand that people need help, and because someone is reaching out to the government or saying certain things towards the government because the people need help, you're going to call it politics. Well, you can stay being naive. You get me, my people? Definitely. And, you know, I saw a lady and she said that no. We saw a video the other day with a lady saying that no new steam or anything is coming down there. People, I believe that people are dying. Even the very moment that you guys are here watching this video. But the team, new steam, like after they went down there and get certain footage after Hurricane Melissa, like no one goes down there anymore. So people are down there dying and suffering. You know, getting light. Yes, what's this big thing about light? When light comes on down there, how will that benefit anyone? They can see, but having light won't stop them from starving, stop them from catching diseases. Some people, I am sure right now if you ask these people, what do you guys want? Light, food, clothing, shelter, proper drinking water. What do you guys want? They'll say leave that alone. They'll wait until the morning comes for light, my people. So it is not, yes. This brother put a spark in the mind, you know. Yes, there is no big deal for light. Light is no big deal. Light can stay, light can't eat, light can't drink, light cannot shelter you, light cannot clothe you. So definitely, what Mr. Hayes was saying is so much sense, my people. Anyhow, people, thank you for viewing. Once again, your boy Buzmal Orion. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. You know, my people, hot water.
Hot water channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people then. Original generous people.
Same way. Man, big up Hot Water channel, enough ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.